Hey guys, it's Angry Joe, and we just got back from Ant-Man! Whoa! Hey, alright guys, I didn't want to do the whole review like that, so yeah, we're good to go now. This is the sequel to Ant-Man, which I think we all pretty much enjoyed. I think I gave it an 8 out of 10 when I saw it. And in this one, we have Scott, who's dealing with the ramifications of helping Captain America in Civil War. And of course, everybody's probably wondering, how does this relate to Infinity War? It doesn't. This happens before Infinity War, and it's a nice change of pace. What'd you think? Nice change of pace?
I did enjoy this summer movie. Great comedy.
Yeah, excellent comedy.
Oh yeah, but there's some things I want to touch up on.
Okay.
The villains kind of felt short for me.
Short?
I think it's like an average Marvel villain, but the villains have gotten so good in the last couple movies that after going from Black Panther and then going into Thanos, and you come back into this like real average Ghost. But
wow, you have become a real movie critic, Joe.
Well,
a real movie, both of you. I think you're leaking on over onto other Joe. I agree in the sense that this is a lower stakes adventure.
This movie's a lot of fun and it's really good. Let's start there.
So Scott has to reconnect with Hank Pym and his crew, and of course the Wasp, as you've seen in the trailer, to go on this adventure. And mostly it centers around a plot line that was in the first film, basically the mother character and the wife of the older Hank Pym. So, and then we also have sort of like a low stakes kind of adventure, as I was saying before. There's no galactic threat. There's no beam in the sky. This is something like your kind of friendly old neighborhood Spider-Man kind of thing. And after Infinity War, the gravitas and all of the characters' deaths and things like that and the high stakes, I think it's a welcome change of pace and a change of tone.
It's a nice palate cleanser.
Yeah, and the jokes were really, really great in this film. Every single one.
Tons of jokes.
Every single one hit.
Almost every single one, yeah.
And a lot of callbacks, great comedic timing from the entire cast. Ant-Man has in my opinion, one of the best supporting casts, or at least his friend Michael Piena plays his friend, and it's just hilarious. I love this character. I think he's a great comedic relief type character. And yes, the villain of the film, who you see in the trailer, Ghost, who has this ability to phase, which I thought would be very cool in fighting Wasp and Ant-Man, who have the ability to grow and shrink, and you do get a little bit of that, but these aren't like incredible fight scenes or anything.
There's some good ones, but yeah, we don't get a lot of them.
Yeah, you get like a lot of good fighting scenes with the lackeys, the thugs. Those are the better fight scenes, which I wanted more of Ghost and Ant-Man and Wasp.
Fighting and stuff. I think that it was a great use this time of the sizing things. Obviously, you've seen the building can get large and small. You see these little cars that they use. They've got this rack of Hot Wheels that they can turn into cars. So I don't know how they work. I guess those are real cars. The Salt Shaker, things like that. So, as in the first film, this one does just as well, or maybe even better than the first one, playing around with a different creative size and fighting. And when the Wasp is fighting in particular, she's almost a better fighter than Ant-Man.
Oh, yeah,
way better.
Okay, good,
way
good,
better.
Yeah. She's phasing in and out, using fucking butterfly kicks and spinning, and it's just freaking awesome to watch. I want a little bit more of that. But this film gives more of I've seen a lot of critics, kind of a, beach vibe. It's like you're just watching, you're relaxing by the beach, you're watching a film. But for me, it's not a beach vibe. It's more like, a good comic book. When a character has 500 stories, some can be really lame, some can be, the tension is so thick in some, and the stakes are so high. And this is just one where you read through and you're just having a great time. and you close it up and you go, that's a cool story. You know, it's not one that you go crazy over, but I was thoroughly entertained from start to finish. I think you guys should really check out Ant-Man and the Wasp if, you know, you're worried that Marvel is going too dark right now with what's going on in you know, Infinity War.
I don't know if I would say I enjoyed it start to finish. It was a little slower in the start. I mean, just the first 20 minutes or so, they were getting you caught up and like reminding you of things.
House arrest.
Yeah, and they were setting up some of the gags, but it was a little slower. And then as soon as it got going, it was super funny all the way through. I thought it was a really well done like comedy. It's like kind of like a notch down from Thor Ragnarok. Like they didn't try really hard. Thor Ragnarok, they really tried to make you laugh. And this one, it was a lot of funny situations, but they weren't trying as hard.
It wasn't as funny as Thor Ragnarok, and it had a kind of a different vibe, but this was more a relaxed vibe. And Joe, what did you think of the Wasp in particular? Did you think that she's a good partner now for Ant-Man? She's up in the title, Ant-Man and Wasp. Does she earn her spot for you?
Yeah, she does. I actually want to see a full movie with her.
Well, you got that, Joe. This
is Ant-Man and the Wasp, but just like...
Oh, you just want the Wasp?
She was a badass.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah, I agree.
He was getting punched a lot, and she was punching
She's
a lot.
way smarter.
Yeah.
You're almost making it seem like Scott has no role, right being.
He's a comedy relief.
Yeah.
He helps out. He's the sidekick.
Yes. He almost actually is a better dad than he is a hero.
Yeah, but definitely. Like you're watching this and you're like, he's just a dad. Like he's just a good dad who happens to have this suit and doesn't really know what to do with it.
A lot of scenes with his daughter, some touching scenes, some great feel-good moments in the film. They do a really good balance of Ant-Man being a I wouldn't call him a B roster or C roster. Well, I guess he kind of is in the comics, but they do a really good job of you know, showing a different side of what superheroes can be and how he has to mix his life, you know, between different elements, especially taking care of his daughter. And like I said, the supporting characters, coming back to that, you have this guy that works for the FBI who has great rapport. He's the, what would you call him, parole officer kind of thing for Scott, and there's just a lot of funny moments. Scott is really bored on house arrest, learns how to do magic and impresses him with magic, and they just got really great callbacks. You know how, you know, stand-up comedians will drop a joke at the beginning and then kind of refer to it, and at the end wrap everything up. This film has a lot of those kinds of things, whereas other Marvel films, they do a little bit of that, but mostly they're kind of one-off jokes. But this one has great comedic timing, so I was really impressed at the writing of the film. But I do agree that there's really not, you know, some huge thing at stake here to really push you to be super interested in it. But I think it holds up overall.
Yeah, it was super fun.
All right, well, let's go ahead and give it a final verdict. Joe, what would you rate this one?
This was a great film. I enjoyed it all the way through. The comedy was great. The action part that we had was great. Unfortunately, I didn't really like the story with the mom and the whole thing. Like, I get the whole ghost thing.
Yeah.
What was her name?
We do have a cameo from a famous actress. I won't spoil it here. We'll talk about it in spoilers for the mom character.
Yeah, so the villain we have is Ghost. I'm okay with, it doesn't have to be a galactic threat or anything like that. We could like, we'll do Ghost and whatnot. We'll try to save her, but let's focus more on her instead of the whole mom aspect.
Okay, you didn't like the mom aspect. That's a huge part of the story.
It was, but I was just like, meh.
Okay, well, what would you then give?
I would say probably like a high 7.
Okay, there's no high and low here in the Angry Joe Show. But you guys can say that if you want. 7. You can say high 7.
Really good
if
7.
That makes you feel better.
This is a great film to watch for the summer.
Alex, what did you think of Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I like
final verdict.
I can't talk about it first?
Yeah, final verdict.
Oh yeah, I thought it was great. Man, you should go see it, and it's super funny. You can't think about this movie because it's not like the physics. If you hated the Ant-Man 1, you're gonna hate this one because it makes no goddamn sense.
Right, with the building shaking and stuff. I mean, everything would fall down.
Everything's inconsistent, and then if you didn't enjoy that one, you're gonna hate this one and go away. But it's super lighthearted, and it doesn't take itself seriously, and that's something that's like big for me because I hate action movies that want to be the serious action movie and that are stupid as hell. This is a stupid as hell action movie that knows it's stupid as hell, and it just plays with it, and it's fun.
That's what Marvel does best.
Yeah,
keeps things lighthearted, fun. It's fun to be a superhero. You're constantly smiling throughout it.
Yeah, they had a really good time with this movie, and I did too. So I would give this an 8 out of 10.
Same here. Final verdict from Angry Joe is going to be an 8 out of 10, which is the same rating I gave the original Ant-Man, though I do think maybe I was I gave Ant-Man a really high verdict.
There's no highs in those movies.
No, a high verdict from what I think it probably is. Maybe the original I'll probably give a 7 when compared to this one, because I actually do like this one a little bit more and better than the original. Yeah. Here's the thing, is that they take, well, I can't talk about some of the spoilers. No, I'm going to take that back because I just realized there was one lacking element that the original had, a little bit of emotional weight. Emotional gravity. That's missing in this one. I just realized that, yeah, his relationship with his daughter is touching. But the original had that more because his daughter was sort of in danger with the yellow jacket, and they had poor Anthony, or what was it? Yeah, Anthony.
If you didn't feel bad for the ants that were lost in this one, you have no heart.
Yeah, exactly. But here's what I had a problem with. I was going to talk about it in spoilers, but they turned it into a joke. And hey, man, that's, you're shitting all over the memory of Anthony there. But it was still funny as hell. So all right. Yeah. So 8 out of 10, and the original, I'll keep my rating at 8 out of 10. We don't need to revisionist all this stuff. So both 8 out of 10. You guys are gonna really enjoy it if you check it out. If you like the original, you're gonna like this one. But it doesn't do anything dramatically different from the original, where you're just gonna, if you hated the original, you'll probably, like you said, you're probably not gonna be on board with this one. It has some of the same issues. All right, guys, thank you so much. Stick around for our spoiler section after the break, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next.
Stay for the post roll.
Yeah, there's two post credit scenes. If you want to stay for the first, it's good. The second one, maybe not all that, but
you can pass on
it. But I'll tell you about it in spoilers. All right, guys. See you on the next one. Welcome to the spoilers discussion. So, why was the villain so weak?
I didn't care.
You didn't care about her?
She was like...
They went into her backstory. She's a little girl.
Yeah.
Her father broke off from Hank Pym's research because he was fired. He tried to continue his own research. Explosion.
So he was trying to do his own research on quantum realm.
The quantum realm, yeah.
Of course.
Explosion.
Explodes.
His daughter doesn't die. She becomes this
ghost.
Phasing abilities. And Lawrence Fishburne, his character, who is Goliath, who I believe is in the comics, who used to be on a team with Hank, is in this film. He doesn't suit up, doesn't do any growing of his own. He reminisces of his growing days.
Cool if he did.
It's only 21 inches or 21 feet versus 60 feet from Scott. So they're comparing sizes. And yeah, she was not a strong villain, but I don't think she was meant to be as a strong villain.
You think they wanted a weak villain?
They did. Well, see, right. That's a fair thing to say. Did Marvel want to create a weak villain? What they did is they created what do they call that? Villain of the week, in comics. She's a villain of the week,
But this isn't a weekly comic with a 300.
Yeah.
This is a Marvel.
Well, I don't know if you're doing 20 movies by now. It's kind of a weekly thing that we're getting superhero films.
Well, I would have been okay with it. Like, just focus more on her, like I said, instead of the whole mom aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Do more with her. Have some redeeming qualities, and then bring her back at the end.
Make her motivations a little bit stronger.
Exactly.
Like, cause I get that she's supposed to be in pain, and then she's looking for an end for the suffering. But I just didn't believe it or care.
Like,
is it because we are dudes that we don't give a shit about the Wasp's mom, or did they not set it up?
Story.
No.
You liked it, he didn't.
Well, that's
and
fine.
I'm thinking that it is. Yeah, it's kind of weak because I didn't really feel anything. For Michelle Pfeiffer is the character.
Too much because they were doing the ghosts. Then they were doing the whole subplot with the
black market guy.
The black market guy, and then they're doing with the mom.
Well, this was kind of a heist movie. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. They're trying to accomplish their goal. There's all these like impeding.
The first one was a heist movie. This one's less so. This one is a chase film, more like.
Yeah,
So-
and you have the FBI too. So
That's the chase and the FBI side story of the house
you
arrest
have
thing.
4 things going on.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, a little bit muddied in that sense where there's a lot of subplots and none of them feel like the main plot. They're all kind of just going simultaneously. But what was forgiven for that is the pacing's really good. Damn, I
Yeah.
should have put this in the review. The pacing is really good. It's fast. It's works except for you didn't feel the first.
No, the
act
first little bit was
But
definitely
I thought
slow.
it was fine. It was
It's cute. It was nice and cute in the front.
trying to, it's almost like he's not really Ant-Man at the beginning. He kind of reassembles.
Well, he hasn't.
Exactly.
He
He
can't-
retakes the mantle of Ant-Man later on with this defective suit. So that was funny because he has this defective suit, and it makes him randomly grow big and randomly grow small. And they do this thing where he's coming out of school. And he's just this little kid, and people are confusing him for a little kid. And gets in the truck at the end. He's like, "Do you want a juice box? Cheese sticks, string cheese." And he's like, "Wait, do you really have some?" "I want a juice box." So it was, I don't know, it's just great humor, great fun. But yeah, you kind of, knowing how much you like these characters and how much fun they're having, you're ready for Ant-Man and Wasp to take on some greater threats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To really kick it up into high gear. This was a fun little adventure, but now I'm like, let's go. And they are going to, because at the end, and let's spoil it here, the first end scene is what?
Oh yeah, they're going in. Well, Scott is going into the quantum realm to get healing particles.
For the ghost.
The ghost, who's now like healed, sort of, and she's less angsty. Apparently, she's fine now. or
Michelle
something like
Pfeiffer's
that.
character, Hank's wife, who was the original Wasp, comes out of this realm and is able to sort of
She's got
heal
magic.
people.
She's got magic now.
She's got magic fingers.
And she like healed, sort of, and now he's collecting that energy. But when he's in there, it happens to be the exact second that good old Thanos snaps his fingers.
I don't feel so good.
Mhm.
All three of them,
3 of them.
Hank, Wasp, and the original Wasp, gone.
Yeah, so he's gonna be stuck in there.
And he's
for
stuck
something.
there. And the original Wasp was stuck there for something like 30 years. How the fuck is he gonna get out of there? I have to go back and remember how he got out of the original, because in the first film he goes there.
He hits the thing and he goes
Yeah,
big
he hits a
again.
button.
Okay,
The
so
button
why can't he
didn't
just hit the button again?
I don't know.
Maybe it was a different kind of button,
Sure.
special button.
Oh, remember he changed
run this
regulators.
movie.
Right?
Wheel.
Don't think about this movie. You can't think about this movie. You
there's
just
no
have to
reason.
drink a beer and
They
smile.
wouldn't have that big of a plot hole. Now, granted, we do these things 15 minutes after watching,
yeah,
so
just
it's, I'm thinking.
I'm trying to think why you
I don't
can't
think-
do that. Why
I don't know.
The
He's like,
regulators.
guys, it's not funny no more.
Well, because he got there differently. Because the last time he hit the thing and he just shrunk to that size, and this time he went through a tunnel.
Yeah.
The tunnel's magic.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. Yeah, don't
I like this film because it felt so expertly written. From a, kind of my point of view, when I watch films, I always like hyperanalyze every scene, and I make sure whether that dialogue makes sense against the next person's dialogue. And this movie had this sort of awareness that there was a script doctor here that was really good because they're going and they're telling this touching story of the mother can contact her family through Scott because he went into the quantum realm, and so they have this connection, and he's sort of remembering her memories where she was playing hide and go seek with the daughter character, the original Wasp and the new Wasp playing hide and seek, and as he brings this up, Wasp is like, wait, was it like were they in a wardrobe? Was I hiding in a wardrobe? And he was like, no, it was just a large drawer. So yeah, that's a wardrobe. And then she's like, yeah, I hide there every single time we play. And most movies would just come by that, that's, a nice little story of back in the day they used to always play. But he's like, well, I don't think you have any understanding of hide and seek. You're not very good at hide and seek if you're hiding in the same spot every time. So he's like hyper deconstructing what everybody else says, and I fucking love it. And when he doesn't understand, he's like, yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. That's what I was thinking.
It's a superpower.
So I really like the dialogue in the film. It's fun. But yeah, Ghost. She was, tried to do a tragic story with Lawrence Fishburne, helping him, and then at the end, she's done some bad things, but you feel maybe she could be redeemed. Maybe she can join the heroes in the future.
Well, she did it for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
She was an assassin for S.H.I.E.L.D., so she was good guy, sort of.
Yeah, but then S.H.I.E.L.D. fell apart and kind of abandoned her or whatever, so Lawrence Fishburne found her. Though I don't know why a powerful asset like that, there's no backup plan whatsoever. So S.H.I.E.L.D. really left... Sorry, guys. S.H.I.E.L.D. left a bunch of powerful assets just laying around. It's crazy to me. So that's great story opportunities. They probably did that on purpose so that in the future, at any moment, you can have S.H.I.E.L.D. technology or assets pop up for future films.
They probably knew she was gonna die, so they're like, all right.
Oh yeah, she's got a shelf life. Maybe she's dead.
Yep.
So, and then the final scene that you wait for after this huge long credits is one of the ants playing the drums, because the whole time, the whole time is the ant is wearing the anklet.
His house arrest anklet.
In order for him to not get in trouble, but at this point he's no longer in trouble, so the ant's just having a good time.
Not in trouble. He's stuck in the quantum realm.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is he's no longer on house arrest, so the ant has no purpose to be there other than to chill and have a good time and do some drums. So he's doing that, and then that's it. Okay. But the key thing is it says Ant-Man and the Wasp will return. So they want to they do a question mark, but to me that is guaranteeing a third film. Well, not necessarily a third film. It'll be an Infinity War.
Sure.
So it's ambiguous whether we'll get a third film. Do you guys want a third film?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
you like this franchise enough?
I did, but just more story focused.
But you're not gonna let them slide by on a summer adventure.
No, because like the first one was great. All right. The second one you have to, the second one you have to kind of, you're gonna bring in 2 superheroes, so you gotta bring in a better villain.
Exactly, to match the power, but they went a side way. They didn't do that, and they went kind of on a side thing, which is a different tone, and I think it really fit for the period that we're at in the Marvel universe. But by the third film, what do you want to see?
Much like the same thing. I mean, what's nice about these type of films is when you go something like epic, and I do mean truly epic, not the way that the kids use it, but like it's a big epic film. When you have like Infinity War, half of everyone dies. There's everyone fighting each other, and there's a lot at stake. Every now and then you need something like light. You need a summer film. You need something that's, them punching an ant, and then there's a lot of comic relief, and it doesn't make any sense, and it's really nice to have something like that. Because can you imagine, like following up Infinity War with Captain Marvel would have been really tough, right? You have to have something that just completely changes like your exposure to the Marvel universe.
Sorry, I keep laughing. I just remember the part where he gets really big and he just punches Ghost, and this one randomly hits her. I guess she wasn't expecting it, and he knocks her the fuck out, and her mask breaks off. I just randomly started laughing for no reason. She's the villain, but I don't know. I guess it just made me laugh. And plus he's all big.
She's just trying to survive.
And he uses his fucking flatbed truck as like a fucking scooter, skateboard thing. Great film, great comedy, a palate cleanser for the Infinity War, and a film you should definitely go out and see. You'll enjoy it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.